The ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Delit Sahai, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. But first, let us catch up with the major headlines. Extensive water and soil conservation activities in the Amhara subzone. Meeting aimed at eradicating harmful practices in Golin subzone. Putin warns tit-for-tat seizures for European vessels. And China and Indonesia wraps up a naval navigation exercise in water east of Taiwan Island. Proceeding with our reports. Extensive water and soil conservation activities are being carried out in the Amhara subzone through Student Summer Work Program. With the participation of the public and the members of the Defense Forces, Mr. Dawit Takhaste, a water and soil conservation expert in the subzone, indicating that the program includes the construction of terraces and water catchment structure as well as preparation of holes for planting 3 seedlings. A total of 980 students from 8 centers in the administrative area of Hadamu, Metchalu, Amhur, Tukhul, Gura, Korbaria, Gaden, and Maidaga are participating in the Student Summer Work Program in the Amhara subzone. In a related news, Mr. Awal Kher Ali, administrator of Maidaga Semi-Urban Center, reported that tree planting program has been conducted in the areas with the participation of students, residents, and members of the Defense Forces. Mr. Awal Kher said that more than 13,000 tree seedlings have been planted through the program. A meeting organized for residents of 16 administrative areas in Golit subzone was made to strengthening public participation, particularly that of religious leaders, in effort to eradicate harmful practices that affect women's health and have socioeconomic consequences for society. At the meeting, briefings were provided on the negative consequences of female genital mutilation and underage marriage on health of women and infants. Noting that harmful practices cannot be eradicated within a short period of time, Mr. Dese Zara Mikhail, administrator of the subzone, called for increased participation of religious leaders and influential members of the society in the effort. Underlining that female genital mutilation and underage marriage can even result in death, Nurse Gilay Mosazgi, head of the health service in the subzone, called for sustained awareness-raising activities aimed at enhancing public understanding. The participants, on their part, noted that prevalence of harmful practices has been steadily declining as a result of sustained awareness-raising activities and called for their continuation until the practices are completely eradicated. The 50th anniversary of establishment of Revolution School was celebrated in Netherlands with patriotic deal under the theme Vibrant Commemoration, New Inputs for Nation Building. Mr. Kabrab Tolde, Council of Eritrea, commended the commemorative event organized by former members of Revolution School and called for the continuation of such event. Mr. Nagasi Kasa, Eritrea's ambassador to the European Union and the Benelux countries, delivered a message of congratulation and provided a briefing on the Resolution School. The event featured narrations from former members focusing on the school's objective, role, and experiences, as well as poems, a photo exhibition, and video screening. The former member of the school expressed their readiness to strengthen their organizational capacity and play their due part in the national affairs. In the same vein, members of PFDJ organization in Stockholm, Sweden, conducted an assessment meeting on their activities in 2026 and discussed future programs. Noting that strong unity and awareness are essential for foiling external hostiles, Mr. Zerom Kidane, a representative of the organization, called on the participants to strengthen their participation, and the participants on their part expressed their determination to strengthen their organizational capacity and participation in the national affairs. At the event, 2 sisters who are members of the organization were presented with certificates of recognition by YPFDJ branch in Sweden for their contribution to transferring Eritrea's culture and values to the youth. Straight ahead is our international news after a short break. Welcome back. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has threatened to seize European vessels in European state follow through a plan to seize more commercial ships with Russian cargo. Putin delivered the warning on Wednesday while aboard a Russian cruiser off the Pacific island of Sakhalin, where Russia's Navy were conducting a drill. He said Russia would be ready to carry out its own seizures, whether we deem it necessary and appropriate, according to Russia's TASS news agency. The statement comes after several European countries intercepted ships suspected of being part of the Moscow so-called shadow fleet carrying out Russian oil in the contravention of the European sanctions. New sanctions passed on last month permit European Union members to sell the oil or any cargo seized from the ship. On our last report, the Chinese and Indonesian Navy successfully completed a naval navigation exercise in waters of East China and Taiwan Island on Wednesday, according to Chinese military authorities. During the exercise, the two warships formed a naval formation and conducted practical drills covering maritime communication, formation maneuvers, and underway replenishment. Following pre-arranged exercise plan, the two sides maneuvered flexibly, coordinated closely by successfully fulfilled all scheduled objectives, and statement said. It added that the exercise demonstrated the two navies' willingness to capability to conduct practical cooperation and jointly contribute to the regional peace and stability. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. Extensive water and soil conservation activities in the Gamhara subzone. Meeting aimed at eradicating harmful practices in Golit subzone. Putin warns at tit for that seizure of the European vessel. And China and Indonesia wraps up a naval navigation exercise in waters of east of Taiwan Island. And that was the news from ERi-TV Studios. This has been Dilit Zahaya reporting. Thanks for watching and have a good night.